It is week number 12 of the high school football season, and tonight, your Chardon Hilltoppers made the trek out east to the Spire Center in Geneva to take on the Eagles. It is round number 2 of the Division III Region 9 Ohio High School Athletic Association High School Football Playoffs. How you doing, everyone? Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you as we get you set for this one. And folks, both teams coming off big wins in round 1 or week 11.
Yeah, both teams, the Hilltoppers easily took care of CVCA. Same thing for the Eagles with Hawken. Easy victory in that matchup as well. We talked about it last week. Hilltoppers coming in hot right now, as after falling to 3-3, they have now won 5 in a row and put themselves at a point where they are getting better at the right time in the season. On the other side of that, maybe the best Eagles team we've seen. This is a very good Geneva squad that the Hilltoppers are going to go up with tonight. Should be a fun game.
These teams have met 3 of the past 4 postseasons, with the Hilltoppers coming out on the victorious side in all 3 of them. And you look at this game tonight, Ryan, Chardon comes in having played a more dominant, more physical schedule that prepares them for this postseason. On the other side, the Eagles, they've played a little bit of a lesser competition.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they've still got good wins over playoff teams. They beat University School Madison during the regular season. Both of those teams were in the Division III playoffs. But if you compare the schedule, Chardon certainly has had the harder grind throughout the course of the season, and Geneva's got those good wins. They don't have a win on the level of Chardon's win over Riverside on their schedule. That said, difference between the past few times these teams met in the playoff, it's Chardon that's coming in as the lower seed, Geneva coming in as the higher seed this time around.
Absolutely. With that, folks, we're going to pause and step aside. When we come back, we'll have a kickoff for you right here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Roniak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, We Were Athletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
What's that say? Yeah, I know. They should have turned it this way.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Spire Institute here in Geneva, as we are set, or will be set very shortly in a matter of about a minute or so, for kickoff of week 2 of high school playoff football action on GTV. The Hilltoppers, number 7 in Division III Region 9, taking on the number 2 seeded Geneva Eagles. And Ryan, these are 2 squads that, from an offensive standpoint, are pretty similar.
Yeah, they're coming in. This is the second week in a row, right? We're seeing 2 wing T teams going to do battle tonight. Again, the previous coach here at Geneva came from Chardon, brought the wing T, and Coach Schmitzky has kept going here since he got here as well. He's in his 2nd season, and this is the 3rd time in 4 years, Matt, that these 2 teams are meeting here in the postseason.
Hilltoppers have taken care of business the last 3 times that these 2 squads have met in the postseason. So Geneva certainly looking to end that streak tonight, but for Chardon, they'd love to see it continue and move on to round 3. Winner of this matchup will likely get, well, they will get the winner of the Aurora and Gilmore game tonight.
Yeah, so that's what's coming up, but you got to focus on this game first. This is going to be the focus for both these teams. And look, it's an interesting spot for both these teams, right? Geneva comes in as the higher seed, but I think if you read some of the coverage getting ready for this game, I think a lot of people have been talking about Chardon like the favorites. So it's an interesting situation for both these teams as they head out onto the field tonight.
Well, you look at what the Hilltoppers have done, and folks, Hilltoppers will be kicking off, which is going to bring that defense out on the field. They held CVCA last week to 4 total yards of offense. That marked the second time this year that they have held an opponent to under 10 yards of offense. Of course, the first time was against South, and that was in Week 7 when they held the Rebels to negative 10 yards of offense.
Yeah, and that was just a great defensive performance by the Hilltoppers last week. We talked about it, Chardon peaking at the right time right now, and they were able to come out there and put up that big numbers defensively last week, really holding CVCA to just about nothing.
Well, Sam Sosrich has the ball teed up, and the Hilltoppers in their huddle before they kick this one off. Looks like back deep to receive for the Eagles is Luke Smith,
Chardon
Barbo, and Giovanni Rice.
Chardon won the toss and deferred. That's what they like. They like to defer to that second half.
Sosrich a leg into it, and he will send it to about the 8, taken near side. 10, 15, to the 20, 25, spun around. Eagles will take over near their 30-yard line. So some pretty decent starting field position for the Geneva Eagles.
Brock eventually able to get in there and get the stop there for the Hilltoppers. But yeah, nice little run, and Geneva will start at the 30.
Well, Geneva is led by senior quarterback Kenny Young, 6'1", 160. He'll have 3 backs with him tonight, primary backs. Bryce Pete, the sophomore, 5'10", 195, the fullback. Luke Smith, he's a halfback, a senior, 6'1", 180. And Hayden Deemer, the junior, 6'1", 180 as well. Tight end going to be Logan Queen, a senior, 6'1", 170. And starting split end is Giovanni Rice, the senior, 5'9", 160. We'll get you there. Offensive line after this. Young going to hand it off, trying to come near side, but nothing going. Topper's going to string out Smith.
Now, Smith is going to be one of the big guys that they rely on today. Good job that time by the Hilltopper linebackers to close that edge. Not able to turn the jet sweep around the outside. So Austin Lazinski and Austin Green both in there on the outside getting the stop. It's a loss for Geneva on the first play of the night.
Up front for the Eagles, they got a couple of 300-pounders, including left tackle John Alley, a senior, 6'3", 315. Kevin Pavelson, a senior, 6'1", 225. Jason Thrower, the senior, 5'10", 265, is the center. Young going to be from the gun, will hand it off. Breaking one tackle across the 40, picking up the first down. And that was Bryce Pete, the fullback.
Yeah, once he broke that tackle, there was no one in the second level. So once he was able to get away, he had plenty enough space in front of him to pick up the first down. That was a nice, strong run by the fullback.
Eagles' right side of the line includes Jamil Douglas, the senior, 5'11", 185, and the right tackle, big boy Jackson Furlan, a senior, 5'9", 320. Biggest offensive lineman they will face this year, or have faced this year. Pass over the middle. It is caught for a pickup of about 5. Found a nice little spot in the zone, and Smith brought it down.
Yeah, good quick pass. You're going to want to quick slant right over the middle, get the passing game going, pick up 5 yards. Something for the Hilltopper defense to have to think about, but it's Geneva offense moving the football very well on this first drive.
They will have a 2nd down and 5 from midfield. Topper's starting defense. On the defensive line, it's Kyle Kisley, a senior, 6'3", 215. Caleb Schutzman, the senior, 5'9", 250. Maddox Ciancabella, the senior, 5'10", 195. And Austin Lazinski, the senior, 6'3", 211. Handoff. Going ahead and picking up a couple yards with Smith on that run. Linebackers tonight for the Hilltoppers include Ken Freehoff, the senior, 6'4", 205. Austin Green, the senior, 6'0", 192. Alexander Ash, the junior, 5'11", 176. And Beckett Dotson will get some time as well, the junior, 6'0", 186. In the secondary, and I see a number of guys, including Caleb Hewitt outside as a corner. He's a junior, 5'10", 167, and A.J. Bruce, the senior, 5'11", 185. We'll get you the safeties after this.
Big third down play for this Hilltopper defense. Try to end this drive, get their offense on the field for the first time tonight.
Eagles have a 3rd and 4. 2 receivers lined up left side. Man going in motion is Smith. Young looking to throw the football, feeling some pressure, will throw it toward the sideline and incomplete.
Nice job in coverage there by the Hilltoppers. They couldn't get that route to the outside open. There was a decent pocket for him to hang around in, but eventually the Hilltoppers were coming. He got flushed out, and no one could get open down the field. So
we'll see 3 guys, potentially 4 in the backfield tonight, but the big 3 will be Braden Maruna, the senior, 6'2", 183, Leo Columbia, the senior, 6'3", 214, and Brandon Schmatter, the senior, 5'11", 163. They'll mix in some Drayton Allgood as well.
This is the Geneva offense here. The Hilltoppers going to have to get a stop on 4th down. Going for it from midfield are the Eagles.
4th and 4. No, they're going to pooch punt it. A high kick, and it will take a topper bounce going back the other way. That's going to come out to about a roughly 9-yard punt.
Yeah, that didn't do much. The line of scrimmage was at the Chardon 49. The Hilltopper is going to take over, it looks like, at about their 42, so that's going to net 7 yards. Not a lot on that punt for the Eagles. Gives Chardon good field position, and Chardon took advantage of good field position last week against CVCA, starting at midfield on their first 3 drives, scoring touchdowns on their first 3 drives.
Well, the offense centers around senior quarterback Will Francis, 5'9", 160. In the backfield behind him, the fullback Vinny Columbia, the junior, 5'10", 193. A.J. Bruce, the senior, 5'11", 185. Drago Vujaclia, the senior, 5'10", 181. And Caleb Hewitt, the junior, 5'10", 167. Francis from the gun. We'll give it to Bruce. Bruce looking for a hole. Maybe a yard on that run, but not much going.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. The Eagles have a couple of big athletic players on at the defensive end positions tonight for the Hilltoppers. They're going to have to make sure they get good blocks out there so they can seal that edge on those sweep runs.
Split ends tonight will be Zach Henneman, the senior, 6'1", 185. Derek Galanak, a senior, 5'10", 166. And the aforementioned Leo Columbi, who will get some reps as well from that position. Fake the handoff. Francis someone got a hand on him. He's able to power ahead to about the 47, but shy of the first down.
Yeah, Matt Wright was able to get back there, get a hand on Francis to slow him down. Francis still picks up 5 yards, so it sets up a 3rd down and a manageable situation here at 3rd and 5 for Chardon.
Now the men up front for the Hilltoppers include, from left to right, Tredell Graves, the junior, 6'3", 255. Colin Udath, the senior, 6'2", 230. Vince Boleto, the junior, 6'2", 236. Trevor Winters, the sophomore, 6'3", 295. And Logan Bryant, the senior, 6'0", 255. Topper's going to give it to Caleb Hewitt, trying to get around the right side. Nowhere to go. He lost a couple yards on that run, and that will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, couldn't get around the edge that time. Good work pushing from the outside by the Eagles. A push. Caleb Hewitt lost back for a loss of a couple, and so the Hilltopper offense goes 3 and out on their first drive of the night.
Galanak will be out to punt the football.
Hey, ball first back here, ball first!
Giovanni Rice and Luke Smith back deep to receive. It's going to be Rice taking it shy of the 15, makes a nice move across the 20, and brought down near the 23. Now we saw the Eagles, Ryan, pick up a first down on that last possession they had, but ultimately could not convert on a 4th and short.
Yeah, they're able to pick up a first down after a missed tackle. Otherwise, the Hilltopper defense, good job on that first drive. And now it's going to, at the start of it, look like it's going to be a defensive matchup. So you play for field position here if you're Chardon. Try to get a 3 and out and get that ball back around midfield again.
The Hilltoppers would love to force a 3 and out here. But you got to give credit to the Eagles and their offense. Very, again, similar to what the Hilltoppers run from a wing T standpoint. They'll send a man in motion. It's Young going up the middle, picks up a few yards shy of the 25.
Young able to run ahead there on first down, going between the tackles. Austin Green able to get in there to get the stop.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Geneva. Young going to send Pete out wide. Looking to throw it over the middle. It's caught by Luke Smith, and Smith brought down by a host of Hilltoppers, including Maruna near the 25.
Yeah, slung that out there real quick. Maruna, nice job in coverage right there. It's a pickup of a couple. It's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 6 for Geneva. Hilltoppers got a stop on 3rd down last time.
Young has completed 32 of 52 passes entering this season for 536 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. Pete, though, the fullback, has picked up the most yards rushing in this offense. Now he's going to be back as a blocker. Young going to throw the football. Caught. That's close to a 1st down, as it was Hayden Deemer, the halfback, with the catch near side. Let's see where they mark this one.
It looks like just a little bit short where they're standing with the naked eye. 4th down and 1, as Deemer not quite able to get to the line of scrimmage. He got there, throws a little short. He had to come back for it. He ends up a yard short of the line to gain.
Well, they have to get to the 32, and this is a very interesting situation now. What will they do? Giovanni Rice, by the way, 25, is the punter. But he's not going to line up to punt the football. He's going to go in the normal split end position. So Eagles, this is a big gamble if they do not convert here. They're thinking they can. Smith coming in motion near side. And now Pete going to split it out. And Toppers do not jump, and the Eagles forced to call a timeout.
Yeah, the Eagles were just trying to see if they could get Chardon to bite on that, maybe get someone off sides. They were not able to do it. Well, tonight's special Cablecast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for their year-round support. They are Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, Munson Township, and partially funded by the city of Chardon. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for the support.
Hilltoppers disciplined on that 4th down right there on that 4th and 1 play. We've seen some times this year where they have been a little bit on the undisciplined side, Ryan, but good sight to see right there that they did not jump.
Yeah, good job there. They knew what Geneva was trying to do. They were just moving guys around. They split the fullback out into the slot, just trying to see if they could get someone to encroach. Did not happen. Now Geneva will have to punt.
Or at least we think so.
It's the offense.
They will try to go with the QB sneak, and this one,
it was lost. QB fumbled it. Either way, it's not going to be a 1st down. Chardon's going to have great field position.
Wow. Conventional wisdom says you punt there.
No one's paying me to be a head coach, Matt, but you would think in that situation that's a punt. You don't want to give the ball to Chardon's offense at that spot on the field and give them that momentum push if you're Geneva. That, like you said at the time, it was a gamble of a play call. Did not work out for the Eagles.
Well, it will give the Hilltoppers primo starting position on the 32-yard line. Toppers are 1st and 10 from the 32. They go to the ground, and Columbi pushes ahead to about the 28. Didn't get a chance to finish the Hilltoppers starters. We got to mention the tight ends. Andrew Baggett, the senior, 6'5", 270, is a starter. But when they go 2 tight ends, we'll also see Charlie Brock, the senior, 6'0", 202. That leads us to the Eagles defense. And, folks, you're going to hear a lot of names because a lot of these guys go 2 ways. Up front on the defensive line, Matt Wright, the senior, 5'10", 180. Jason Thrower, the senior, 5'10", 265. Kevin Pavlison, the senior, 6'1", 225. And Jamil Douglas, the senior, 5'11", 185. Francis going to keep it himself as he goes ahead. And Francis, a couple of hard-earned yards right there. Linebackers for the Eagles include Bryce Pete, Logan Queen, Hayden Deemer, and Luke Barbeau, the junior, 6'1", 185. In the secondary, it's Giovanni Rice and Donald Shimsky, the junior, 5'10", 150. Luke Smith is the free safety. So all but 2 defensive starters will play offense.
Now this is probably 4-down territory for the Hilltoppers, so they'll have 2 goes. 3rd and 4 right now from the Geneva 26.
Francis will hand it off. First down, Hilltoppers. Columbi across the 20 and upended around the 17.
And it was Charlie Brock who opened that run up. Great block there on the outside in order to allow Columbi to run off the left side of that line and have the space for the first down. Good run by Columbi. Good block by Brock.
Hilltoppers pick up their first down of this contest, just ahead of the 4-minute mark of this quarter. Francis going to make an adjustment. They come set. Hewitt goes in motion. It's going to be a false start against the Toppers.
Yeah, a little bit of movement there on the offensive line. That's going to push Chardon back 5 yards. First penalty of this game from either side goes against the Hilltoppers with 3:51 left in the first quarter.
Going on 2.
Going to make it a 1st and 15 for Chardon. Ball pushed all the way back to the 24-yard line. You look at what the Hilltoppers offense did last week, and boy, it was a big week against CVCA where they piled up 342 yards of offense, 308 on the ground. Trying to find that rhythm tonight. They give this to Hewitt, getting around the right side. Flag coming out as Hewitt heads his way into the end zone, but folks, this one coming back.
Yeah, there's going to be holding against the Hilltoppers. That's going to cost them 10 more yards, and here come the penalties, Matt. This is back-to-back penalties. It takes you from where they were at 1st and 10 at the Geneva 19. This is going to push them back to somewhere around the Geneva. It's going to push them all the way back somewhere around the Geneva 35 and facing a long 25 yards to pick up the first down.
Actually, 26. They got to get to the 9.
Yeah, got that big positive play. You had the nice run, pick up the first down for Columbi. Now back-to-back penalties. And they're basically back to where this drive started after they got that turnover.
Officials will mark the ball on the 34-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 25. You were right. 4 wideouts for Chardon. Now they're going to go 5 as Columbi comes out near side. The pitch is to Columbi, makes the catch. Actually, that's to Caleb Hewitt. Hewitt going to try to reverse his course. Has a wall of blockers. 35, 30, 25 to the 20, the 10, into the end zone. And touchdown Toppers. Caleb Hewitt, a 34-yard reception.
What an athletic play by Caleb Hewitt. He's coming to the near side. Geneva's got that closed off. He changes direction. First of all, Will Francis isn't afraid to throw a block, right? He gets behind Will Francis first. A wall of blockers lines up in front of him that way, and they just clear the path and into the end zone for a touchdown. Caleb Hewitt, what a huge play in this game to erase those back-to-back penalties and give Chardon the lead.
A huge play by the junior, and perfect blocking up front by the Toppers. You saw right there the speed and playmaking ability of Hewitt. Sosrich out to work the PAT, and it is good. So 3:10 to go. Chardon strikes first, and they lead 7-0.
Well, GTV is on Roku and Apple TV. You can also get it on your cell phone. That's right, iPhone or Android. All you have to do is look for the Cablecast app in your store, and you'll have GTV on your phone. Remember, you can follow GTV on Twitter for all the latest replay news and other important information. Follow GTV on X, as it's called these days, and you'll have all the latest.
Yeah, at GTV Replays is the handle.
It's still Twitter.com, but when you get there, it says X at the top. It's not confusing at all.
Well, the Hilltoppers strike first in this one. They are up 7-0. Appreciate you tuning in here on GTV. Matt Jaworski and Ryan Radke with you.
Good job by the Hilltopper offense to capitalize. Geneva goes on it 4th and 1 from their own 30, and the defense gets a stop. The offense comes out, capitalizes on that situation, gets the touchdown.
Do want to give a special shout-out to Dennis and Lillian Graw in Chardon taking in this one via GTV. Appreciate you listening and watching.
Shout out to all the Hilltoppers fans out there tuning in tonight.
Absolutely. Chardon hoping that this is a good night. Kickoff will be picked up and then dropped in the end zone. Smith going to bring it out, and Smith will be tripped up and brought down prior to the 15. Boy, that has to be a helpless feeling when you're fumbling around the ball in the end zone.
And it's one of those classics, right? He's looking down the field, and he hasn't secured the ball yet.
There is an injured topper on the field, and with that, we will step aside here with an injury timeout on GTV. Well, the defensive end Brandon Schmotter able to walk off the field on his own power. Hopefully that is a good sign, as Hilltoppers will be needing him in that secondary.
You are blocking handicap parking in the parking lot. If you do not move the vehicle, it will be towed. Plate number JGJ 7835.
Hey, there we go, out!
Young has his offense ready, and they will hand it off up the middle to Bryce Pete, the fullback, and Pete picks up a couple yards on that run. Pete entering this game averaging about 7.3 yards per carry.
And he looked like he was going to have open field there, but Leo Columbi, the safety, does a nice job. He steps into that hole, gets down low, gets the stop on the big fullback. Nice play there by the senior Columbi.
From the gun, the give is to Pete, and Pete powering ahead to around the 25.
Yeah, fullback run again. They're trying to get their offense going the right direction there by going to the big man, but the Hilltoppers there to get the stop. As Austin Green was in there to get the stop, and it's another third down. The Eagles 0 for 2 so far tonight on third down in the early going. They're going to be facing a third down and about 4 here.
Geneva going to hand it off. Smith trying to come right side. No, strung out. And Alexander Ash there to bring him down. And Ash, boy, he has been a wrecking ball this year in the Chardon linebacking core. Leads the team in tackles. Both solo and assists. Leads the team in sacks and tackles for losses as well.
Yeah, Nash got over there. Maruna got over there as well. The Hilltoppers get the big spot. Geneva not able to seal the edge there. Chardon in control, not able to turn that corner. And so Geneva now 0 for 3 on third down, and this time they're going to line up with the traditional punt unit here.
So Giovanni Rice will get set to punt the football. A.J. Bruce standing around his 48. Rice, end over end high kick. Bruce going to watch it bounce, and it's going to go straight toward the sideline. That one's easy for the officials to mark.
I was going to say, that was quite the odd bounce. It hits, and then just directly sideways it rolled. So, yeah, that is right where it hit the ground is where it rolled out. But another short field for Chardon. So, talked about at the beginning of the game, the Hilltoppers did a really good job a week ago of taking advantage of short fields against CVCA. And their first drive was on their own 41, but the past 2 have started in Geneva territory.
Well, and you have to think that a little bit tougher against this Geneva team. They run, a very similar wing T style offense. Very similar verbiage as well. Handoff. No, check that. It's Francis looking to throw the ball down the field. Hewitt, and just overshoots the junior.
They had it. That play was executed perfectly. They had him rolling out. Hewitt was able to slip behind the safety. Geneva did not see that throw coming, and I mean the throw was just inches overthrown. Hilltoppers had that one there, though. That was drawn up very well. They just weren't able to convert it into the touchdown.
Well, we've seen them connect on that play a couple times during the regular season for some big yardage. But you know what the other thing that does, Ryan, is it spreads Geneva out a little bit. It forces them back. They can't stack all 11 guys in the box. got to be respectful of that arm of Will Francis.
It's a good time to take that shot, too, if you're the Hilltoppers, because you're starting this drive in 4-down territory, so you still got 3 plays here. So go on ahead, go for broke.
Francis looking for a seam. He finds it, and Francis on his feet makes his way near the 34-yard line. Best run so far by the QB.
Well, he did a great job there to draw that defense in. He held back for a second, got the defense on the edge to think he was going to the outside. It helped open up space in the middle for him to run through. And despite starting at 2nd and 10, they're going to end up here at a 3rd down and 3. So still right on schedule offensively after that big run by Will Francis.
Well, the big question now is Chardon going to get one more play off, or are they going to let this clock burn down to 0? They're going to run the football. And Francis trying to power ahead. He got close to that 1st down marker, but this is going to all depend on the officials.
That spot looks like it's well short by about a yard. We'll figure out how this finishes in the 2nd quarter.
Indeed, we'll take a timeout here on GTV and come back with 2nd quarter action next.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Roniak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, We Were Athletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Toppers with a 4th and 1 as they're going to be going left to right now on your TV screen. 4th and 1 from the 33. Francis will give it to Columbia. Looks like he was stopped short.
Nice penetration there by the defense for Geneva. They knew what was coming. They knew they'd rely on their big playmaker, Will Francis, and Geneva came in there. They closed that off. We'll have to wait for the spot. Naked eye, it looked short.
Officials say Geneva got the stop, so the Eagles will get the ball back. Ryan, you look at this first half compared to what Geneva did last week in their 56-19 around of Hawk, and they put up 21 points in the first half. No points so far tonight, and as of late, they've had some issues moving the football against the Hilltopper defense.
Now, there's no question about it, Matt. For both these teams, they're running into much better defenses than they ran into a week ago. And that's showing out here on the scoreboard. Neither team able to just get cooking offensively like they did last week.
Kenny Young will go under center. And he's going to hand the ball off. I believe that was Deemer. Now a late flag coming out.
Thank you! Thank you! Hey, way to keep the composure, baby! Oh, my God!
Personal foul going to go against the Hilltoppers, and boy,
that's a huge penalty. That's going to march Geneva right up to midfield. That could really kickstart this drive for the Eagles.
Now, by my calculations, Hilltoppers now 3 penalties for 30 yards. Boy, you can't rack up those 15-yarders. That just kills you. Young now from the gun. Will try to get up the middle, and he's tripped up right at midfield. A couple of toppers were racing through.
Yeah, Hilltoppers were able to get in there, get that stop. Really not much there.
Officially no gain on that run, so it's 2nd down and 10 from the 49. Young from the gun, dropping back to pass. Lazinski in the pocket, giving chase. Has Freehoff and finds a man at the 40 to the 35, 30, and 1st down Eagles. Loose ball, but officials say out of bounds. That was Logan Queen, the tight end, who caught the football.
And that's Logan Queen just making a play for his quarterback. His quarterback is in trouble. Lazinski has the pressure coming. His quarterback rolls out of the pocket. He's rolling away from the play, and he's got his tight end coming in to save the day. It's a 1st down. They're moving the chains, and that 15-yard penalty by the Hilltoppers has really jump-started this drive for the Eagles.
Eagles line up with Smith going in motion. They will hand the ball off and get a nice run up the gut. And the Eagles have figured something out here after that run by Pete.
Yeah, their offense is starting to cook now. They get some good blocking there, able to run that ball right up the middle. 5 yards on 1st down.
Pete entered tonight 124 attempts on the year, 902 rushing yards, and 11 touchdowns. Him and Smith led the team with 11. Young looking to throw, stepping up in the pocket, has a man. That's Queen, and Queen picks up another 1st down to about the 15.
Again, you're going to draw that defense in. You're going to take the deep drop. You're going to get the linebackers coming forward. You open up that play. It was between the linebackers and the secondary who was back there in the zone. Perfect spot to make that throw. Well drawn up play call on the pass. It's a 1st down, and the Eagles moving the football in chunks.
Geneva with a 1st and 10 from the Chardon 15. Rice split end out far right. They're going to hand the ball off. Picking up a nice chunk of yards out to about the 10 was Smith.
Running between the tackles there, and again, 4 yards on 1st down. Nice job by the offensive line for Geneva. Every play doesn't have to go for a 10 or 12. If you're picking up 4 yards on 1st down, your offense is in great shape. That's what they've been doing on this drive there.
Under center, he will hand the ball off, breaking some tackles and getting out near the 8-yard line. That was Pete.
Pete's a strong runner, so you go from the athlete Smith to Pete, and he's able to shed some tacklers. 3rd down and short for the Eagles here.
Pete will come off the field. Looks like Luke Barbeau, 7, coming in. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 8. Officials, going to be a timeout, Geneva.
Well, GTV would like to thank the staff here at the Spire Institute for their production assistance tonight. As we've said in the past, streaming games away from Chardon Memorial Field requires a number of things: a press box, camera location space, and a great internet connection. Without those, we wouldn't be able to bring the action live. So thanks again to everyone here at Spire. It's an unbelievable facility. When you have the chance, stop by. It's right off I-90 at Ohio 834 in Geneva. I think that's 534. I think that's a typo. Yes, okay.
Gorgeous facility. It is a official training site for U.S. Olympics and U.S. Paralympics. I would say it certainly rivals what you might find at The Ohio State University in terms of indoor athletic fields. Just impressive. So Geneva burned a timeout there. They're down to 1 left for the remainder of this 2nd quarter. It is 3rd down and 3, ball on the Chardon 8-yard line. Barbeau goes in motion. The handoff is to Smith. Smith pushing his way toward the 5, and looks like a favorable spot. He will pick up the first down.
Plenty enough for the first down there again. Right now on this drive, the Eagles offensive line, they're winning that battle in the trenches as they're able to get that big push, pick up the first down. You talked about biggest lineman the Hilltoppers have seen all year on that Geneva offensive front, and they're doing a good job running behind them right now.
Well, Logan Bryant going to come out in place of Kyle Kisley on the defensive line. It's first and goal from the 4. Eagles trying to knot this one up here with a touchdown in PAT. They hand it to the third man through the fullback, and he's pushed back after a pickup of about 1.
You know, Chardon has really defensively been able to control the edges tonight. So what is Geneva doing on this drive? They're just running between the tackles, Matt. They keep going right between the tackles. They've got the advantage there, and they're able to pick up a couple of positive yards there, and they're at second and goal at the 4 now.
Young now from the gun. Sends Smith in motion. Looking to pass, going to throw it. It's caught. End zone touchdown. Bryce Pete.
Perfect route into the flat by Pete. Gives his quarterback a perfect angle to throw to hit him on the spot. He's able to take one step into the end zone for a touchdown. And Geneva able to put together a big drive. We talked about how that 15-yard penalty could be a momentum changer, and it was here as Geneva's offense really took off on that drive after it started like that.
Owen Pfeiffer looking to connect on this PAT and knot this game up. Bit of a high snap. Kick is down. It is underway. And it is good. With 7:28 to go, it's a tie ball game at 7.
Well, if the Toppers win, we hope to stream next week's playoff game, but several things need to fall our way in order to do so. Where we play will dictate the availability of press box space and a good internet connection in order to stream to you. Once we know who and where we play, we will work to get things worked out. Stay tuned to GTV for more information.
Now, midway through this second quarter, and the number 2 ranked Geneva Eagles looking pretty good right now as they've tied this game up at 7. And they've done it just essentially playing Hilltopper-style football.
Yeah, I mean, that's Geneva's, coming right at them, running that good wing T offense, similar to what Chardon does too. And look, their defense, too, has been really strong and on the spot tonight.
Now Pfeiffer will tee the ball up. Bruce and Hewitt back to receive for the Hilltoppers.
Hey, good stuff, Bryce! Hey, make a play here.
Short kick. Up back will take it around the 18. That's Vuyaklia. And Drago out to about the 29.
Nice job by Vuyaklia there. Nice focus to catch that short kick and run it forward to about the 29-yard line.
So Topper's offense will come back out on the field. We're forced to turn the ball over on downs, I should say, the last possession. Led to that touchdown. Direct snap. And Chardon will advance the ball to about the 34-yard line.
He's trying to get some positive yards there from Will Francis. He takes a snap. He immediately runs forward. A play that doesn't take a lot of time to develop. You just take the ball and you go. He picks up 5 yards.
Will be second down and 6 from their own 33. Toppers at tight formation.
Hey, D, let's go!
They move Columbia over. Man in motion. Looking to get around outside. And a gain of a couple yards on that run. Not much going there for Hewitt.
Caleb Hewitt able to get to the outside. He does pick up about 3 yards, so you keep the offense on schedule. You're facing about a 3rd down and 3 now after Hewitt able to run to the outside.
Well, Geneva has done a good job tonight slowing down this Hilltopper offense. They have not had this much trouble since Bishop Watterson. They give this to Bruce. Bruce looking for an opening. No. Man, those Eagles have some talent defensively.
Absolutely nothing on the outside. And Bruce, and look, these offenses are so similar, Matt, that if you're the Eagles defensively, you know, you kind of know by the way the play looks what the play is. The same thing for Chardon on the other side defensively, right? These offenses are so similar. The things you see are looking familiar. And I think both teams defensively are benefiting from that tonight.
Well, it's 4th and 4 from the 35, and the Toppers will be forced to punt the football. Gallinak's punt will take a bounce and will bounce straight up and eventually roll to about the 35, and that is where Geneva will take over. Interesting bounces tonight on these kicks.
I was just about to say, the turf here doesn't seem to have much bounce to it, does it? I mean, you're not seeing any of these long rollers afterwards. They take these weird bounces and then they just kind of die. So I don't know if it's the turf or, but yeah, strange. Strange.
Got a few minutes left for 50-50 rifle seconds.
Eagles now looking to take advantage and potentially take the lead if they can score here. Ryan, we just saw straight up power football that last drive.
Yeah, then power football, but you know they mixed in their passing game at good times when they needed it, and they really picked up big chunks through the air. So this is a run-first offense, but Geneva showed that they can go to the air and make some big plays that way as well.
Well, Young last week was 7 of 9 for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. Trying to pick up where he left off. He's dropping back to pass, going to step up in the pocket. He's hit. Ball down the field, and it's good coverage by A.J. Bruce on Giovanni Rice, the split end. And boy, Bruce may have, if he had another step or two, may have picked that one off.
Yeah, Bruce had the step on the receiver there. That play, the pressure coming from Chardon caused the play to rush. And so the quarterback had to get rid of the football. But, yeah, Bruce had the receiver beat. He had the inside track on that. Just couldn't quite get there, but great coverage by A.J. Bruce.
Oh, Kenny Young got hit as he threw the football, and that may have had something to do with it, too. First time tonight the Hilltoppers really have been able to get to him. Young under center will hand the ball off. And not much going for Bryce Pete. The sophomore picks up maybe 2 yards on that run, but just could not get outside the tackle.
Yeah, nice job that time by the Hilltoppers. You know, Pete's been able to step through some broken tackles tonight. That time the Hilltoppers get right to the spot, get right to him. They're able to bring him down.
It'll be 3rd down and 7 for Geneva. And needless to say, this is a very critical down right here for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, this is a critical play. The Chardon defense needs to get off the field, get the offense back out there. Take some of that momentum back. Geneva scored on that touchdown. They've got the momentum right now. A big defensive stop could help swing momentum back the other way for the Hilltoppers.
Young looking to throw the ball, and it is intercepted. Leo Colombi with another pick. Check that. That was Braden Maruna with the pick.
Yeah, that's 23. That's Maruna. He does a great job. He reads the quarterback's eyes. He sees what's coming. He steps right into the route and takes it away. A huge play for this defense. Maruna gets the takeaway, and Chardon will take over near midfield here with 4:12 to go in the half. And they'll get the football to start the second half. So this could be a big swing for the Hilltoppers. They can take about 3 minutes off the clock, get down there and score here coming down the stretch.
That's Maruna's 2nd interception on the season. And now maybe that's the spark the Hilltoppers offense needs. First turnover. Francis looking to do something with it. Went up the gut, picked up about 2, maybe 3.
Well, they tried to look like they were going to throw a screen there, but that was just a nice job there by Geneva. Logan Queen kept his eyes on Francis the entire time, stayed with the quarterback. He's able to get the stop. Francis picks up a couple.
Clock moving 3:40 and counting here. Tie game 7-7. Francis dropping back to pass. Francis flushing out of the pocket. He's brought down for a sack. A huge stop. That was Jamil Douglas.
Douglas does a nice job to get in the backfield, make a huge stop. Good coverage downfield by the Eagles, setting that up, and pocket collapsed on Will Francis, and he's not able to do anything, but that's a big sack. It's a loss of 9 for the Hilltoppers, pushing them all the way back to 3rd down and 17 here.
Well, Chardon just struggling to find an answer right now against the Eagles' defense. And Geneva looking to show the rest of Region 9 that they are in this for the long haul. Timeout called by the Hilltoppers.
Well, a great group of concerned citizens in cooperation with Chardon Schools and the Chardon Athletic Boosters wants to build permanent restrooms and a concession stand at Chardon Memorial Field. We all agree these improvements are really needed after 24 seasons in the new stadium. Donations large and small are needed. Be sure to check chardonathletics.org for details or call Terry Hegner at 440-226-6367. The plan is to have the new additions completed in time for next fall.
Ryan, we've talked a little bit about the schedule that Geneva has played this year. You look at what they did. They began the year with a 42-21 victory over US, a Division III Region 9 team. They beat Lutheran West 35-7 in Week 4, another Division III team, Division III Region 10. Beat Madison 42-21 in Week 8. So certainly some nice wins in Division III. Francis under duress, looking to do something with it. Going to step up and throw down the sideline. And the ball is caught.
Leo Columbi
the catch, and that should move the chains.
It's just an incredible catch by Leo. Will Francis in distress. He's flushed out of the pocket. He throws one up to the senior receiver, and Leo Columbi just makes a great catch as he's going down, able to stay in bounds and moves the chains. That's a senior making a big play in a big spot to keep this drive going for Chardon.
Well, that's what the Hilltoppers needed here. They have a fresh set of downs. It's about 2:30 to go. They fake it to Hewitt. Francis feeling pressure again. Going to flush out left side. Francis thrown down shy of the 35-yard line.
As just a lot of pressure coming from the outside right now for the Eagles, as getting all kinds of pressure from that defensive end position.
Second down and 10 for Chardon. Francis looking to throw left side. Has a man, but it was a bit short. Was looking for Bruce, but Bruce had to come back on it. Needed a little bit more air to catch that one.
And once again, it's Jamil Douglas, the defensive end, number 62. He just is getting right into the backfield, Matt, every time. And it's got Will Francis having to run out of the pocket, and it's preventing this passing game from being able to get operating here on this drive.
Will be 3rd down and 10 now for Chardon. Francis again being chased. Francis looking to take off, and Francis picks up a couple yards. Will make it 4th and long as he gets out to about the 32.
Well, Hilltoppers double-teamed Douglas that time to keep him out of the backfield, so the pressure came from the other side. Matt Wright, the linebacker, wrapped all the way from the other side to flush Francis from the other direction. Will Francis is able to pick up 5. It's 4-down territory for the Toppers, so they're going to be going for it here.
Well, Chardon called another timeout. They will have 1 left.
Well, as you may have heard, the city of Chardon has reduced its support for GTV by approximately 25% this year. With less support, our staff has been reduced, and we have struggled to hire the extra personnel needed to produce many of our programs. Programs that require added personnel beyond the GTV staff of one need financial support in order to employ those persons. Without that funding, due to less staff, we have reduced our programming. We're sorry to say that this fall we have covered fewer Hilltopper contests than in years past. Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township continue to fully support GTV through the cable fee they receive, and we thank them for that continued support.
Well, we talked with Coach Shimsky before this contest, and one of the things we said is, who are the guys on your defense that you're going to be relying on tonight? And he's kind of said the names that you thought, Wright, Smith, and Pete, but boy, it's been the D-line that has made a huge difference tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about that right now. Number 62, Douglas, the junior. It's caused all kinds of trouble for the Hilltoppers.
They're going to give it to Bruce, a little bit of trickeration. They're coming near side. It's Hewitt. Hewitt racing toward the right side, and it looks like he's going to be short on 4th and 6.
Yeah, picked up about 4 on that one, and once again, the second straight drive, the Hilltoppers turn it over on 4th down. And they just, outside of the drive where they scored, they just have not been able to get kind of past the midfield area here tonight against this Geneva defense.
Minute 24 to go. Now the Toppers will get the football back to start the third quarter, but they got to hold right now the Eagles in check.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling the Eagles are going to come out aggressive here, Matt. They're not going to take this 7-7 tie to the locker room. They got a chance with a minute 24 left. I think we're going to see a team that wants to score before they go into the locker room and go in with a lead.
Well, we've seen Geneva have some success through the air, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it here. Instead, they go to the ground game. It's Pete, and Pete falls ahead for a couple yards.
Now, they're built a lot like the Hilltoppers. They can't just abandon that run. So Pete on first down picks up 4 yards. Still got to think about that big fullback in there as well. Although they're not in any particular rush to get to the line here.
And they may right now just kind of be playing the time game. They'd have to take 2 more snaps, assuming Chardon doesn't call a timeout. Young hands the ball off left side, and the Hilltoppers defense gets a stop. That was Luke Smith with the carry, and he lost a few yards.
Yeah, that's where the Hilltopper defense has been the strongest tonight. Out there on the edge, the Eagles have not really been able to get the sweep game going tonight. They've had a lot of success between the tackles, but that time again, they try to get it to the athlete, Luke Smith, try to get him open in space on a sweep. He's not able to get out there.
Chardon will call the timeout here with 22 seconds to go.
Well, high school sports are just a part of our programming lineup on GTV. Our coverage continues all year long for Cardinal, NDCL, and Chardon sports. We're in our 28th year and can't believe it. We're covering children of children we covered when it all started. Check channels 1020 and 1025 regularly for replay dates and times. Our community and school bulletin board services are there as well, 24 hours a day.
Well, Chardon wanted the Eagles to run one more play. All they have to do at this point is just take a knee and they can head into the locker room. Hilltoppers are hoping maybe there's a fumble. Well, they get the snap, they take the knee, and that will do it.
It's been a defensive battle here in this first half, Matt, as these two defenses have really stolen the show to this point.
Well, for the first time, actually the second time this season, the first occurred when they faced Bishop Watterson, but the Hilltoppers taking a knee and listening to their coaching staff near midfield. Can only imagine what the adjustments are going to be for the Hilltoppers when they begin the third quarter of action. But that being said, we invite you to stick around because we will have the halftime show up next for you right here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Ronyak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, We Were Athletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2023 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being led onto the field by senior drum major Charlotte Johns. Our show this evening features rock classics from the supergroup Queen. Released in 1981 and written by all of the band members in conjunction with David Bowie, here is Under Pressure.
What's it look like where they're going? They're going where them three guys used to go at study hall. Yo! Do it, David. Hey, they want to talk to me. There, I got it. Give a jab.
Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Ronyak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, We Were Athletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Spire Institute here in Geneva. Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you on GTV. 7-7 ball game as we await the start of the third quarter. And Ryan, been a defensive slugfest, but for the most part, in that second quarter, the Eagles controlled the momentum.
Yeah, the Eagles, it did, you're correct, it did feel that way. It felt like the Eagles were in control in the second quarter. They scored that touchdown to tie it up. The Hilltopper offense was really struggling, but the Hilltopper defense has played well too. Both teams have one drive where they've scored a touchdown. Otherwise, the defenses have been well in command.
Short kick taken around the 35 up near the 40, and I believe that was Drayton Goodall who gets out of bounds near the 45, so some nice starting field position for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, this is a key drive for Chardon here. This is what they want. They want to defer. They want to get the ball to start the second half. They want to come out here and they want to score on this drive, so it's an important drive for this offense to come out, see what adjustments they made at halftime, and get down the field and score.
Francis from the gun sends a man in motion. They will take it between the tackles up near the 50, so nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to start this drive. You pick up 5 yards, second down and 5. Good start for the Hilltoppers offensively.
Hey, here we go! Here we go, middle! Let's go! Let's go, blue!
Toppers come set. Columbia goes to the left. Now man in motion. They will hand it off. A.J. Bruce cuts in between the tackles. Bruce, some running room. First down across the 40.
Well, there's that field vision from A.J. Bruce as the Ivy League recruit, able to see the field in front of him, make a cut, run up the field, first down, move the chains.
Right down your throat. Let's go!
Well, the Hilltoppers, 2 positive runs. We've seen some holes open up on the O-line. It's 1st and 10 now from the Eagle 39. Hewitt goes in motion, and Hewitt has the carry, breaks through. Hewitt to the 25, the 20, makes a nice move, the 10. Hewitt in the end zone, touchdown Toppers.
Oh, what a great drive for the Hilltoppers to start this out. You run to the middle, you run to the left, you run to the right, you're in the end zone. Great job by the offensive line blocking up front. They got the sweep runs really going on this drive. Good job blocking on either side there to set up the sweep, able to seal that edge there into the end zone very quickly on 3 plays. Great start to the second half for the Hilltoppers.
And now the all-important PAT.
Sacker's in for the point after. Francis to hold it.
Good snap, kick is down, and it is good. With 10:47 to go here in the third, Hilltoppers retake the lead 14-7.
Well, tonight's special cablecast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for their year-round support. They are Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, Munson Township, and partially funded by the City of Chardon. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for the support.
Well, Caleb Hewitt's touchdown. And remember, for Caleb,
Smith, Rice, and Deemer back for the Eagles.
that is his second touchdown of the game. He has taken the lead in terms of touchdowns scored by the Hilltoppers. Actually, check that he's now tied Vinny Columbi with 13.
Well, and, he's had both touchdowns. They were both on big plays. Did a great job using his speed and his athleticism to get himself into the open space and go for the touchdown. Once he can get ahead of a defender, there's not an angle a defender could get to catch up to him. He has great speed, and he's able to get into the end zone twice for a touchdown. And this is important now. You got to build on this momentum. The defense needs to come out, get a stop, get the offense back out on the field. Took momentum to start this half. Time to build on it if you're the Hilltoppers.
Sosrich's kick will go in the end zone for the touchback. And you look at those three, if I count it right, 3 plays the Hilltoppers ran, Ryan.
3-play drive.
It's the crispest they looked blocking in this game.
Oh, great job by the offensive line up front. Able to set things up. It started right away. They opened the hole in the middle for Will Francis on the QB run through the middle. And they came to the near side towards us with A.J. Bruce. Went to the far side with Mitch Hewitt. They got great blocking either way. Good job by the offensive line to throw those blocks out there. And, crisp drive by the Hilltoppers.
And now it's up to the Eagles to respond here, as they will have a 1st down and 10 from the 20 on their first possession of the second half. Kenny Young will be from the gun. Backs to his right and left. 2 receivers to the right now. Man going in motion, that's Deemer. They will hand it off to number 4, Luke Smith, who forges ahead across the 25 down near the 27.
Luke Smith is such an athlete, such a great piece of this offense, and he's been kept quiet tonight. There they get him a 7-yard run going between the tackles. They've been trying to work him outside for most of the night. They run him between the tackles there. He picks up 7 yards as they try to get him more active and involved in this offense in the second half.
Now the Hilltoppers have been giving up some yards between the tackles, but they have been lights out on the outside. They will run the football, and it's the 3rd man through. Nothing going there again for Smith.
Actually, that was number 5.
Pete.
Yeah, fullback coming through there. Pickup of about a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4, and immediately, again, we talked about the defense getting off the field, building the momentum, getting the offense back out there. Big 3rd down play for this Hilltopper defense early in the 3rd quarter.
Let's go, Red!
Pete goes in motion to be a receiver screen, and that will be incomplete. Was trying to get it out to Hayden Deemer, the junior halfback.
Yeah, they were trying to go with a screen to the opposite side. They wanted everyone thinking they were going the other direction. Timing was just off on the play. The throw came way earlier than the receiver was ready for it, and the pass falls incomplete, and the Hilltopper defense gets that stop, and Chardon starting to build some momentum here at the start of the second half.
Well, this should be a punt situation, but we've seen the Eagles. Well, now it looks like Giovanni Rice will be punting the football. Bruce going to stand around midfield. Rice, a high punt. Fair catch fair catch called and made around the 46. So Toppers, another good field position. Another good starting field position on this next drive.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is the way you will draw up the start of the second half if you're the Hilltoppers. This is the way it's gone so far. And, great spot here to get this going.
Well, Chardon would love to get a touchdown on this drive and start to pull away here early in the 3rd. Francis sends Hewitt in motion, going to keep it himself, and Will Francis gets lost amongst the offensive and defensive linemen, but it looks like he crossed midfield out to about the 49, so a pickup of about 4.
Yeah, that's a great 1st down run. You get 4 yards, you run your quarterback between the tackles, and the offense is on schedule getting things started here. Good run on 1st down.
Geneva snuffing that one out. Nowhere for A.J. Bruce to run.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Eagles that time. They kept their eye on the football. They didn't worry about the motion of the offense. They just knew where the ball was. They were able to stay with Bruce. They lose those 4 yards that Chardon picked up on first down, and it's a 3rd down and 10 now for the Hilltoppers offensively.
Leo Colombi will check into the game. He's already had one big first down catch in the first half. Those look like they're showing blitz. Francis dropping back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, looking to throw, and will just dunk it outside and out of bounds, incomplete.
As his receivers couldn't get open, he got flushed out of the pocket again. The pass play was disrupted. Chardon's going to have to punt. They go 3 and out on their second offensive drive.
Now again, we saw a blitz this time coming from the backside for the Eagles. That pressure cost Francis some issues. And again, you talked about great pass protection. So Derek Gallinack will be out to punt. Toppers look like they're having a little bit of trouble getting their guys out on the field. End over and punt by Gallinack. That takes a Topper bounce, but it will go into the end zone.
That one had a little bit too much juice. It rolls all the way back for the touchback. So
first time we've seen a bounce.
I was going to say, I thought that this turf didn't have any bounce. I am mistaken. That rolled a long way. So, yeah, so this is, chance here for Geneva now, right? We talked about how Chardon looked like they were building momentum. You get a 3-and-out stop. Can Geneva's offense come out now and get things going and start to build some momentum in their direction here in this third quarter?
Now, the Hilltopper defense has been in tough positions throughout this season. And you go back to the Bishop Watterson game. That game was close throughout. Hilltoppers ended up coming up short, giving up just 2 touchdowns and a 14-10 loss. Man going in motion. They will give up to Deemer. Deemer out near the 26.
Yeah, right in between the tackle and the guard on the left side there. Picks up about 5 yards on first down.
Deemer, who averaged about 7.1 yards a carry, not had that success tonight. Going to be, excuse me, Luke Barbeau, the halfback, with the rush, and Barbeau tripped up at the 27, so it will be 3rd down and about 3.
Able to go to Barbeau to pick up 2 there, set up 3rd down and short, and see what Geneva decides to do here. Do they go to the big fullback on the 3rd and short situation?
Well, they've had a lot of success with Bryce Pete tonight, moving the ball between the tackles. Barbeau remains in the game. The give is to Pete, picks up the first down across the 30 out to the 35. First down, Eagles.
Yeah, you got, and the thing about Pete is he's only a sophomore, but he's already such a strong runner, and you could really rely on him there, and he's able to push ahead and get forward.
Now 5'10", 195. And you got to figure he's going to put on height, and he's going to be putting on muscle.
I was going to say, he's going to be in the weight room. By his senior year, he's already hard to stop. Can't imagine a couple years from now what kind of back he's going to be.
Yeah, you got to think as time goes on, he's going to get some college looks. 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll run it toward the left side. Toppers able to get there and make the stop. Nowhere for Deemer to run.
Yeah, went for the run there by Deemer, and it was Mario Tolo who gets in there to get the stop.
Yeah, nice to see Mario. He had some injury issues early in the year, and able to work his way back and get a little bit of playing time here in the postseason. It's 2nd down and 9 from the 35. Toppers up by a score. Kenny Young dropping back to pass, feeling pressure. Going to chunk the ball up in the air. It's intercepted! The Hilltoppers get the second interception of the game. I think that may have been Austin Green. I had a tough time seeing the numbers.
It looked like Green to me too, Matt, as he does a great job of getting there and getting to the spot. The Hilltoppers, they blitzed on the right play. They brought all kind of pressure. They had moved Pete out of the backfield, trying to look like they were going to throw a screen, but it was definitely a pass play. The Hilltoppers had pressure coming. They had 3 guys in the backfield right away. The Eagles got in trouble, and that's a huge play for the Hilltopper defense. Their second takeaway sets up the offense now in great field position.
Toppers need to make the Eagles pay here. Francis rolling out near side. Now he's going to tuck it. Francis taking off 30, 20. It's coming back as Francis makes his way into the end zone, but Derek Gallinack throwing up his hand saying, come on. But officials clearly saw that.
Yeah, he's going to get called for the blind side here, so that's unfortunate. This is where penalties have hurt the Hilltoppers all season long, and this is another costly one.
You cannot do that!
I don't think Coach Hewitt thinks that's a good call, man. I'm looking at him right now. He was out on the field with his hands up. I saw him wave his arm at. I do not think Coach Hewitt liked that call. I think it was really borderline as well, Matt. You knew what they were going to call when they flew through the flag, but that was a tough call to take.
Ball spotted back at the 40 will be 1st and 14 for Chardon. Hewitt goes in motions. Francis keeping it. Francis. And another flag coming out.
That's going to be a hold on the Hilltoppers. This is going to go back 10 more yards.
And Chardon now imploding on this drive.
Well, we're going to talk about the bottom line is it a good call? Is it a bad call? It really doesn't matter. You need to avoid these penalties, and these penalties. I mean, Chardon had a chance to really put their foot on the accelerator in this game. They got the ball after the takeaway on the 36-yard line of Geneva. Now you've taken a 15-yard penalty and a 10-yard penalty, and you're facing first down and, 24 from midfield?
Francis from the gun. Hewitt going in motion. They're going to get it out to Hewitt right side. Hewitt, a little bit of running room. 50, 45, makes a move. Check that. It's A.J. Bruce. And Bruce spun around the 44 and out of bounds.
Yeah, just slung that one out there. And able to get some positive yardage, but again, you were facing a first down and 24. Check that. That was Hewitt. I thought it was one.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we're pretty far away from the far side of the field. We've been having trouble with the far side of the field tonight. So
we're standing around the 20 to give you guys an idea. So it'll be 2nd and 18 now for Chardon. A little bit more manageable, but they need to pick up some yardage here. Hewitt going in. Check, that's A.J. Bruce going in motion. Screen right side, incomplete. And now 3rd and 18.
Yeah, timing was just a little bit off. Not able to get that screen pass out there.
Will had time to throw the football.
Yep, timing was just off. Ball and AJ did not get to the spot at the same time, and the pass falls incomplete. It's 4-down territory here. Facing a 3rd and 18.
Francis stepping up. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Francis makes one-man miss, but tripped up around the 39-yard line. And question now, what do you do here? It's going to be 4th down and long, and Hilltoppers will bring out the punt unit.
Yeah, Francis is going to try to run behind Treadell Graves there, tried to move him out in front as a lead blocker, and he was able to pick up a few yards, but those 2 penalties really stymied that drive. took the momentum from the turnover right away from the Hilltoppers.
Gallinack will kick that one into and out of the end zone.
That one's going to go for touchback. Moves the line of scrimmage from the 36 to the 20, so it nets about 16 yards there.
Well, exactly where the Eagles started their first possession of this third quarter. And now Kenny Young and company come back out on the field. Last week against Geneva, Bryce Pete ran for 83 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Deemer had 5 carries for 70 yards and a TD. Luke Smith, 36 yards and a score. And Kenny Young, 4 runs for 16 yards and 2 touchdowns. We haven't seen Young run much tonight. Going to do it right here, up the middle, and brought down from behind.
Yeah.
Ash in on that stop.
Pulled that handoff back at the last second and kept it himself. He was able to pick up 3 yards on first down.
Just ask her if John can go to hunt.
Second down and 7 for the Eagles. They will give it up to Pete, stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nowhere for Pete to go that time. Pete has had some good running room tonight. The Hilltoppers were there that time, loss of a yard. Austin Lazinski got the stop, and if the Hilltoppers continue to tighten things up in the middle here defensively and take that away from Geneva as well. Geneva has not been able to get anything going on the sweep to the edge on the outside. It's going to make things really difficult for this Eagles defense in the second half. The Eagles offense in the second half.
Toppers going to the 3-man front right now. Young, under pressure, going to throw the ball away, and it will be 4th down.
Hilltoppers were anticipating that pass. They only brought the 3-man rush. They dropped everyone else back into pass coverage, and the Eagles couldn't get anything open downfield and end up having to throw that football away, and it's another 3 and out. Another good job by this Hilltopper defense here in the third quarter.
Now Hilltoppers defense making some big plays here in this third quarter. Wobbly kick. Toppers will get out of the way as it will roll to a stop near midfield. And Ryan, at some point in time, Chardon has to take advantage of this great field position.
Yeah, the defense has been delivering really good field position for this Hilltopper offense, and you're absolutely right. Chardon needs to take advantage of this opportunity here offensively. They have a chance to make it a 2-score game, and these are 2 wing T offenses, so this game goes quickly, Matt. I mean, the time runs out quickly in this one, so if Chardon can make it a 2-score game here, it will put a lot of pressure on the Eagles in the fourth quarter.
Minute 56 here to go in the third. Toppers will hand the ball off, and nothing going. Pete in on that stop. And Vinny Colombi just nowhere to run. Ryan, we saw the first 3 plays of this half, such crisp blocking. Have not seen that since.
Oh, the Eagles step up defensively there again. As you said, Pete just steps right outside that tackle there, right into the running lane, able to take that play away. It's actually a loss of a yard to start the drive.
Francis from the gun will give it to Hewitt around the right side. Hewitt trying to pick up the first down, goes out of bounds, maybe a yard shy of the marker.
That was a nice run by Hewitt there. Caleb Hewitt has had the most explosive plays for the Hilltoppers tonight. There he's able to get around to the outside, pick up about 9 yards on that run, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 now for Chardon.
Well, and that's the one thing. We've seen Hewitt tonight have success on the jet, and they just have not gone to that well a lot tonight.
Yeah, Hewitt has done a great job on those jet runs. He gets into the outside, into space, and uses his speed and athleticism.
Third and short. Toppers denied. Go ahead.
Brought two receivers over to the near side, and then they faked like they were going to sweep in that direction, tried to counter with Francis going the other direction, and the Eagles were just right there for it. It's 4th down and 4, and decision time for the Hilltoppers. Last time they punted from this spot, ended up in the end zone anyway, but they're bringing the punt unit on the field again to try to play the field position game here.
Now Coach Hewitt having a lot of trust in his defense as the offense needs to figure out this very tough Eagles defense tonight. Galanak. That punt will be caught at the 5 and up to the 10 is the return man. It was Giovanni Rice on the return. And the Eagles, boy, I thought Rice just should have let that one go.
Yeah, that's probably, and like you always say when you're covering high school sports, you never ever fault a kid for trying to make a play. But that's something you're going to say to him when he comes to the sideline. That's a situation where you let that one fall, see if it goes in the end zone because we could be out at the 20. So that's what you're going to talk to him about when he comes back in, because I think you're right, Matt. The right decision in that situation, let that ball drop, see if it ends up in the end zone.
20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Toppers up 14-7. 2 Caleb Hewitt touchdowns. 1 via the air, 1 on the ground. They give us to Deemer, and Deemer stopped at the line of scrimmage after picking up about a yard. And that will likely be the last play here of the third quarter.
It's been tough going for Deemer tonight, and once again, there's just nothing there for him. Trying to go over on the left side there, and just about a yard, that was it.
Clock strikes 0. We've played 3, and the Hilltoppers up by a score of 14-7. We'll take a timeout and come back with fourth quarter action here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Roniak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, WeWereAthletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Welcome back, everyone. Fourth quarter action here on GTV. Kenny Young going to step up, throw. Ball is in and out of the hands of his intended target, Luke Smith. Incomplete.
Could have been picked off again there as the ball came off Smith's hands, but yeah, just trying to get it out there, and the timing just a little bit off again. Smith not able to be there to get the catch.
Well, that would have been huge.
Yeah, it could have turned into a big play. There was some defenders around that play. That's why it was a tough throw for them to get off to begin with. And again, once it was tipped, it could have been intercepted. That would have been a huge interception, because looking at the spot on the field, it could have ended up in the end zone.
It does, though, bring up a 3rd down and 9 for Geneva here with the Eagles looking to move the football. And now a flag comes out.
Yeah, we're going to have an illegal procedure against the Eagles. It's going to push them back 5 more yards. They're already on their 12. It's going to push them back to their own 7 and turn what was a tough 3rd and 9 into a 3rd down and 14 here. And they're in the shadow of their own end zone now against a really good defensive front here.
Well, this is the point in time where Coach Landes, usually dial something up big. But you also got to be careful. You don't want to give up a huge play as well.
No, and the Eagles have big play potential. We saw that on their scoring drive in the second quarter.
Young dropping back to pass, stepping up. Will throw it. Pete has it, makes a couple moves, and Pete will get back to near the original line of scrimmage.
They went with the safe option there. If they picked up the first down, great, but they wanted to avoid something crazy happen. They dropped the quarterback back into that deep drop, and Pete is just going to run ahead there so that his quarterback can drop it to him. Once that defensive line has pushed forward to the quarterback, you got some space for Pete. Pete makes the catch, and then it's just how far can Pete move the ball so you have a little more space to operate with.
4th and 6. Eagles look like they're going for it, but it's a pooch punt. And the Toppers will watch that will come to a complete stop around the 46, maybe the 45. There we go.
I was going to say, that was pretty good distance for a pooch punt there. They were able to get that one out there across midfield, but still, this is good field position for the Hilltoppers on offense. The Chardon defense has delivered short field after short field in the second half for the offense. Let's see if the Hilltoppers can take advantage here and get a touchdown to just create some space in the score of this game here.
Now, Chardon has squandered some great field position throughout this contest. Trying to take advantage of it now. It's A.J. Bruce going outside. A.J. picking up a first down out near the 45-yard line. And you have to wonder, and we talked about this off the air during halftime, Ryan, is at what point, if it happens, may Chardon start to wear down Geneva?
Yeah, well, that's right. Those are the things you have to think about. The Eagles do have more two-way players out there. It's the fourth quarter. It's been a very physical game. Does there start to be some fatigue on the side of Geneva? And the other thing you got to watch, too, is Chardon keeps having short field position. Eventually, that works in your favor. You just keep having good field position. Eventually, good things will happen, and they've maintained it throughout.
Francis back to throw. Over the middle, looking for Columbi, who comes down with it and makes a tremendous catch down inside the 10.
Will Francis hit as he throws. He stays in there. He delivers the football. Leo Columbi goes up, makes a spectacular play all the way down at the 10-yard line. A huge throw for the Hilltopper offense when they needed it the most. Now they're knocking on the door and making this a 2-score game here early in the fourth quarter.
It is 1st and goal, Chardon from the 10. And looks like Geneva may have jumped.
I saw encroachment, and that is what they're going to call. So it is encroachment by the Eagles. That'll give Chardon 5 more yards.
Well, the thing that you have to think about now, Ryan, barring a turnover and some kind of crazy penalties, Chardon should be walking away with some kind of points here.
Yeah, you're right. At this point in time, as long as you can avoid a big play going backwards, you'd think you would at least be able to get a field goal on this drive. But they want more.
Give us to Columbi. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
Handed off to the big fullback, Vinny Columbi. He picks up the 5 yards, and the Hilltoppers are into the end zone, and that's a critical one. That opens up a 2-score game, and it completely changes the way the rest of this fourth quarter is going to go for these two teams. The whole playbook changes once you're down 2 scores late.
Well, and that was all set up by that spectacular catch from his big brother who's headed to Miami.
Yeah, the Columbis really teamed up well on that drive for the Toppers.
And Saucerich out to attempt the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. With 10:06 to play here in this one, Toppers up 21-7.
Well, remember, GTV is on Roku and Apple TV. You can also get it on your cell phone. That's right, iPhone or Android. All you have to do is look for the Cablecast app in your store, and you'll have GTV on your phone. Also, don't forget, you can follow GTV on X for all the latest replay news and other important information. So follow GTV on Twitter. Yeah, it's twitter.com. It's just called X once you get there, and you'll have all the latest.
Use the app. It's easy. You don't have to worry about a .com or anything.
That's true.
GTV replays. That's the handle.
Twitter app is a big thing. I don't know about you, Matt, but I'm confused about how did we ever follow the high school scores on a Friday night before Twitter. That's the thing that doesn't get me, because we can get live updates right away on that. I don't know how you ever knew what the score of the other games was back in the day.
You didn't until Joe Itel posted it.
No, we gotta go! Let's go!
Bit of a quiet has befallen the home sideline here.
Well, the Eagles now with their backs to the wall.
Chardon defense kept delivering those short fields, and if you keep winning the field position battle, eventually good things are going to happen for you. And that's what happened on that drive for Chardon.
Bit of a line drive kick will be picked up near the 10 far side. And the return man, I think it was Luke Smith, brings it out to about the 20-22. Do want to remind you once again, winner of this game will face the winner of Aurora and Gilmore.
Yeah, that was a close game at halftime. Haven't seen an update since, but I believe Aurora was ahead 16-14, Matt, I think, if I'm correct. So we'll keep an eye on that.
It's definitely a close game there, but it's been a close game for the most part, at least in the ongoing everywhere in Division III Region 9 from what we were seeing. And
yeah, Canfield and Ursuline were in a tight one.
About the only one was VASJ and
VASJ had a good lead on Kenston in that one.
Still, I think it happened in the second half of that one as well. It's why you play the game. And it's why these Eagles still have an opportunity here. A lot of time left. A tick under 10 minutes. They're going to try to run forward and nothing going. You kind of feel it now. The Hilltopper defense has started to take over this game.
Yeah, I mean, from the start of this second half, you and I talked about at halftime how we thought the Hilltoppers' first offensive drive was the key drive because it was going to set the tone for the entire half. Hilltoppers scored on 3 plays, took the lead, and they really have been in control of the entire half ever since, largely thanks to the play of that defense, creating all those short fields. And that was just nothing going for the run game for Geneva on that play.
Young dropping back the pass, going to throw. He has his man Smith. Flag comes out. Smith spins around and dives ahead close to the 45.
To wait and see what the flag is, but that was a great job by Smith. He gets open underneath the linebackers, makes the catch. He picks up a first down, but what's the call? I think it was waved off, or...
No. Oh, yeah, apparently it was.
I think it was inadvertent, perhaps. That's a big pass play for Geneva.
1st and 10 from their 42. Kenny Young stepping up. Now he's going to throw a ball tipped up and incomplete.
Overthrew the mark, wanted to get it to Smith. Good coverage down there for the Hilltoppers. Looks like that might have been Maruna in coverage. Yeah, that's on that far side of the field. We're trying.
One thing you have to think about, folks, is similar to the Hilltoppers, Geneva's in the same position. Wing T offense, they generally don't throw the ball too much in any given contest.
They have had some big plays in the passing game tonight, though. They already had one on this drive.
Smith has only thrown for 536 yards and 9 touchdowns this year. He's actually matched his season for interceptions tonight with 2. Now he's going down the field. Ball up in the air. Knocked away and incomplete. Tight coverage by Leo Columbi.
Yeah, great coverage down there by Columbi, step for step with the receiver. It was a one-on-one matchup. It was a matchup Young wanted to go to. He threw that football up there, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for Geneva.
And you have to feel the way that this game is playing right now. With 8:45 to go, Geneva may be forced to go for it on 4th down. When you start to figure out how many more possessions they may have. If the Chardon defense does get a stop here. Young dropping back to pass, looking over the field. Has a man open. Dunks it off on the inside. Flag does come out. Excuse me, he ran it himself near side.
Well, if that flag is going to go against Chardon, Matt.
Question is, will it be an automatic first down? It will be an automatic first down.
That's another killer penalty. That drive was over. You had gotten the stop on third down, and instead the penalty gives Geneva a first.
From the 48 of Chardon. The handoff stopped in the backfield. Kissers. That was Schutzman check that.
I believe that was Tolo who went into the backfield untouched. No one touched Mario Tolo. He busted into the backfield, made the big stop there.
Nice to see Mario getting in there making a huge tackle for loss there of about 2. Pushes the ball back directly to the 50. Geneva going to go with a 2-receiver set. They bring the tight end out near side. They will hand the ball off. Smith running room. One man to beat. And he's eventually bottled up by A.J. Bruce after picking up the first down. But now the Eagles are on the warpath.
They are. That was a touchdown-saving play by A.J. Bruce. Once he got in that second level, it looked like he was gone. But A.J. Bruce, we talked about it. It's a big, strong kid. He gets in there. You think of him as the athlete with all the speed. Big, strong kid gets in there, gets the stop.
Geneva trying to hurry. And breaking a tackle, getting close to the first down.
Oh,
that was Pete.
This is exactly the drive Geneva needed after falling behind by 2 scores. They get their offense going. They're taking momentum back. There's still 7 minutes in this game, and they're on the move.
That was Deemer. Eagles trying to hurry up here. Flags are flying as more flags coming out. First down by Luke Smith on the run, but
I mean, there are literally flags everywhere.
5 flags.
I was going to say, everyone threw something. If they had a flag, they threw it.
Also, there's an injury on the far side of the field as well. Waiting to see what this penalty call is here. Officials still huddling with that. We will take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk more about what the decision is by the officials after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Geneva. Hilltoppers up 21-7 with 7:04 to go. Officials finally, after huddling for a long time, called offsetting penalties.
I thought that's what I saw too, but they just moved the football ahead to the 14-yard line.
This is where you wish the officials were mic'd up to know what the heck's going on.
Now that was
unsportsmanlike conduct against the Hilltoppers.
Another killer penalty, and Chardon had a chance to put this game away. Now Geneva 1st and 10 at the Hilltopper 14.
Should mention the injured player was Luke Smith. After being intended to, he did get up and walk off the field. Give is to the big boy, Pete. Pete bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
Hilltoppers do a good job to get to the run there. They wanted to run with their fullback, Pete. Nothing there. He might have lost a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Now Luke Smith will re-enter the game. Going to send Pete out for a rest. Check that, Barbeau out for a rest. Now, Toppers at times this season, the defense has had a bend but not break attitude. They need it right here, right now. Up 21-7.
Be a good time for another takeaway.
Young looking to throw the ball in and out of the hands of his target. Was looking for Luke Smith, could not hang on to it, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Trying to go a little quick screen pass into the flat there for Smith. Timing, though, again, a little bit off. That ball behind Smith. He's trying to reach back to grab it.
Neither QB tonight has looked comfortable throwing the short passes.
Geneva has had some good success in the long passing game, but you're right, those screen passes, those quick slants have not been there for them. Same thing on the other side for Chardon as well.
Don't need it all in one play.
3rd down and 10 for the Eagles. Kenny Young from the gun. Rolling out near side, going to feel some pressure, will throw, and it is caught. 1st down. Deemer with the catch.
Could have gone on the shorter route there for Young or the longer route there for Deemer as they had the high-low option. Hits the high guy Deemer, and 1st and goal for the Eagles.
Chardon racing to get set defensively. They do. They will hand it off. And into the end zone, touchdown Hayden Deemer.
Just going to curl that back to the inside. You're going to bring him around the offensive line, and he's able to scoot right in for the touchdown. So Hilltoppers had a chance to put this game away, but a couple of big offensive plays mixed in with a couple of penalties against Chardon, and the Eagles go right down the field, and this game's not over yet.
Owen Pfeiffer looking to tack on the PAT here. Kick is up, and it is good. With 6 minutes.
So the kid back there who's responsible for the balls dropped it. That's the reaction.
I know.
That's the reaction.
The fans in front of us are brutal.
This poor guy's such a hard time. That's a tough ball to catch.
With 6 minutes to go, Eagles close within a score. It is Chardon 21 and Geneva 14.
Well, GTV would like to thank the staff here at the Spire Institute for their production assistance tonight. As we've said in the past, streaming games away from Chardon Memorial Field requires a number of things: a press box, camera location space, and a great internet connection. Without those, we wouldn't be able to bring the action live. Thanks again to everyone here at Spire. It's an unbelievable facility. When you have the chance, stop by. It's right off I-90 at Ohio 534 in Geneva.
Well, Hilltoppers defense gives up a score. Second one they've allowed tonight. Now it's a 1-score game, and you got to think the Hilltoppers offense needs to answer back here.
And with as great a game as the Hilltopper defense has had, all those short fields, the Hilltopper offense has a chance to put this game on ice with a nice long drive that ends in points.
That ball will make its way into and out of the end zone, so Chardon will take over on the 20. Folks, situation looks like this. This quarter is halfway over here with 6 minutes to play. If you get a 3 and out, that's definitely more than enough time for the Eagles to march down the field.
Give Geneva great field position, too. The Hilltopper offense has to come back and out and put together a drive here. Long, methodical, get down there and score.
What they're built to do, essentially. Francis from the gun sends a man in motion. They will hand it off to Caleb Hewitt. Hewitt fights through a couple tackles, turns left, 30. Hewitt 35, breaks another tackle, 40 to midfield. Hewitt turning on the guns, the 40, 30, willing his way down to the 35-yard line, and now a late flag.
Really late flag comes in. We'll see who it's against. Caleb Hewitt picks up a huge amount of yardage there on 1st down. Man, the Hilltopper faithful are not going to be fans of these officials after the end of the game tonight. And this is coming all the way back.
I did not see that hold.
No, neither did I. I don't know where they could have... The play was well past wherever the officials are alleging that hold happened. These officials have had a tough night, and we might be giving them a little more grace on some of these calls, but that one, I do not see how you can throw that flag in that situation.
Well, and this is interesting, too. The teams are now...
Where the flag is thrown, it should be enough for a first, but I mean, this is... I don't see how you could throw that flag at that spot on that play in that situation. That's a tough one for this officiating crew.
Personal foul against the Hilltoppers backs it up to the 20.
So it wasn't a hold. They called a personal foul. So makes you wonder, did someone say something? What happened? It was well away from where the actual play happened. So if it's a personal foul, now it's something you could have controlled if you're Chardon.
Was a face mask call. They give it to Bruce left side, lowers his shoulder and plows ahead to about the 28.
Bruce gets right in there, makes a big hit, lowering his shoulder, and he's going to pick up about 6-7 yards.
You know, I'm wondering if they're saying it was Caleb Hewitt that committed the infraction.
And, you know, it's too late to tell now.
I don't know.
We didn't say it, but if it's a personal foul, it could have been anything. We might not have seen what they threw the flag for it.
Probably not fair for us to speculate, but regardless, Toppers, now another flag comes out as Francis moves the ball to the 29.
This one will go against Chardon. Oh, they call a sideline warning. Hilltopper faithful are just happy a flag went against Geneva. A little bit of the Bronx cheer coming from the far side of the stadium.
And actually, Geneva head coach Don Shimsky tipped his cap to him as well. He's having some fun in a focused way. Toppers will push it ahead for the first down on 3rd and 1.
Well, all this concern over what is or isn't a penalty, what's going on where, the Hilltoppers got the first down. They moved the chains. There's 4:36 left. And the clock, once these chains are set, is going to be running.
Hilltoppers, with a 1st and 10 from their own 31, would love to just run this clock out. Now, each team does have 3 timeouts here.
Yeah, Geneva's going to be getting to the point in not very long from now where they have to start using those, you would think.
Give this to Bruce around the left side, running room 35. Bruce 40. Bruce first down, Hilltoppers. And now another late flag.
It's like now it's going to go against Geneva, so let's see if we get another Bronx cheer from the Hilltopper faithful. That'll be a face mask. There it is. You can hear it. Oh, these officials are not popular with the Chardon crowd. That's a face mask against Geneva, 15 yards, and I think it's safe to say whatever the first call was, we can call it balanced out now on this drive. But
well, Toppers now in Eagle territory down to the Geneva 42. The clock moving 4 minutes to go. Francis with the carry. Francis makes a cut. On his feet, and Francis brought down around the 39, pickup of close to 4 or 5 on the run.
Man, Geneva really sold on that being a handoff to Columbi, didn't they? Plenty of room for Francis to work with after that, able to roll out to the outside, pick up 3 or 4.
Brings up 2nd down and 7.
And meanwhile, clock continuing to churn here, 3:35 and counting. And you have to wonder, at what point in time will Coach Shimsky start to call the timeouts?
Yeah, game's getting short on Geneva real quick.
Bruce goes in motion. They give this to Bruce. Running room! Bruce breaks it open! The 10! The 5! Touchdown, Toppers! No flags.
Well, they went to the senior on that drive, and A.J. Bruce delivered. Remember, he had the big hit down here on the run right after the 15-yard play. Lower his shoulder, pick up 8 yards. He was able to make another big play over here, running with the football to shred a defender to pick up a first down. And now they go to him one more time to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. And your senior, A.J. Bruce, has had such a great career as a Hilltopper, and they leaned on him, and he put this game on ice for Chardon.
Sam Sausridge looking to add the point after here. Would have trouble with the hold. And now another flag as that kick is good. Let's see what this one is.
It's almost like the arms are in automatic motion. Just, oh, there was a play. You got to throw the flag. They gave me the flag. I should use it. Been a lot of flags in this fourth quarter.
The other thing, too, is when officials aren't used to calling wing T type football.
It's a tough night for them. 2 wing T teams.
Personal foul against Geneva.
That's someone said something, I think, as the frustration sets in, probably. Well, hey, Toppers up 28-14, 3:09 to go. If they hold on to win, we hope to stream next week's playoff game, but several things need to fall our way in order to do so. Where we play will dictate the availability of press box space and a good internet connection in order to stream to you. Once we know who and where we play, we will work to get things sorted out, so stay tuned to GTV for more information.
Well, the Geneva faithful not liking the situation here is they are starting to head to the exits with 3:09 to go. Their team down by 2 touchdowns.
Well, the Chardon offense, we've talked about how they've had their struggles tonight. I'll tell you what, they had 2 big drives. They set the tone for the second half with 3 plays and a touchdown, and then right there, they put the game on ice with a big touchdown. After the defense had bent and given up that touchdown, the Chardon offense responds, picks up the defense, marches down the field, gets in the end zone for the touchdown. Those are 2 big drives by the Chardon offense that, for as much as we watch this game, there's some talk of that offense struggling. Man, they came up with 2 big drives in this second half, Matt.
Indeed, they did, and you have to think that Chardon's close encounters of this year perhaps set them up for this close game here. You go back to it, that 50-49 loss to Tiffin Columbian in week 2, where Chardon gave up a 2-point conversion just before time expired.
Yeah.
They played Avon Lake, a 28-10 game. Now that game, much closer than the score looked. Chardon pulled away very late in that game, much like this one here tonight. They battled St. Francis from New York, a 35-20 game. Again, that was a game that was a very close first half game, and Toppers eventually just wore St. Francis down in that final frame. That ball will go into and out of the end zone. Of course, the 2.5-hour drive down to Columbus, where they fell to Bishop Waters 14-10. And this game, through that first half, had that kind of feel to it.
I was just about to say, when you look at that schedule and you talk about how Chardon plays one of the toughest schedules in Division III and how it sets you up for when you get here, that Bishop Watterson game, Chardon lost that one 14-10. But that game, so similar in feel to this game, going through that situation and facing that adversity that night against that Bishop Watterson defense, I think helped prepare the Hilltoppers to win this game tonight.
Absolutely. You look at that 31-21 loss against Kenston, which helped them grow a little bit. And then in week 10, 24-16 over Riverside. Geneva going to run the ball near side, and nothing going on that run.
Another late flag.
Why not? Freehoff in on that stop.
Should be counting how many flags. I mean, we had 5 flags thrown on one play. I think we've probably seen 25 come out in this fourth quarter. Yeah, personal foul against Chardon. Yeah, a little bit of celebration there.
I don't want to be the reporter to ask Coach Hewitt tonight about the flags.
But I know you're probably going to be.
Yeah. But you know what? You take away, again, overcoming adversity. Loose ball on the ground. The QB picks it up, and his knee hit the ground.
So he's down?
When he went to touch it. So
No. False start. I'm sorry. Okay. Illegal procedure. This is high school. They threw a flag out. The center snapped the ball early. That's why the ball fell.
I didn't see the flag. But you go back, and again, Chardon has overcome so much adversity this year. They've had to work through a lot of things. And, you know, it all goes back to, this team, this program has such a bullseye on it. Kenny Young going to throw the ball right side. It's caught. Another flag comes out. Deemer across the 40-45 and goes out of bounds near the 50.
And the program has a bullseye on it, and it's such a tough thing for the players on the team to have to deal with too, playing with that bullseye on, and the expectations. The expectations of playing at a place like Chardon compared to other places are through the roof. And you look at Chardon's schedule, and some people sitting there and they're like, man, what happened to Chardon? They're 3-3, but that's not the reality of what was going on the ground. They're playing a tough schedule. They were a really talented team, and as we talked about, as they made adjustments throughout the year, they started peaking at the right time. They got that big win over Riverside in Week 10, and here they are about to wrap up their 6th straight victory, and they're 9-3, right back in the regional semifinals, where it seems like Chardon always is.
It'll be 1st and 20 for the Eagles. They pitch it off right side. Smith has it, and he is surrounded. And now, why not? More hangers.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it anymore. They've thrown the flags a lot. They're gonna need to ice their elbows later on tonight.
Face mask the call. Personal foul, 15-yard penalty against the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, well.
Thing is, though, Ryan, you don't want to let Geneva back in this game with 2:22 left to go either.
No, you don't.
And now they've got the ball near midfield, a big play. If they get an onside kick, they've got a chance.
Yep. This game's not over yet.
You have to buckle down. And you got a feeling it's going to be a should the Hilltoppers survive and advance, it's going to be a not so fun week of practice for them. Young looking to throw, and it will fall incomplete, well short of his intended receiver.
It was hard to tell. I think a Hilltopper got a hand on that football and altered the trajectory. That was an open look. Whoever the Hilltopper is, who I think got a hand on that, saved a big play.
Stops the clock with 2:09 to go. Will be 2nd down and 2. Kenny Young stepping up in the pocket, breaks a tackle, directs some traffic, throws the ball out of bounds.
It's going to bring up 3rd down, yeah. And this is why you talk about how crucial getting a stop here is for the Hilltoppers. If Geneva were to get down the field and score here, they still have all 3 timeouts left to stop the clock and get the football back. So this is huge. It's 3rd down and 2. And they've got to get 2 more stops.
We've seen Young make some big passes tonight. We've seen them have success going between the tackles. They do have all 3 timeouts, so this could be an opportunity here. You see Pete just go straight up the gut. Time will tell. Kenny Young from the gun. We'll give it to the big man, who's spun around and picks up the 1st down.
That's enough, and now it's going to be, Geneva wants to hold on to these timeouts, but the game's getting short. We're going to see if they're going to have to start using some of them on this drive. Under 2 minutes to go.
Okay, this to the right side. Across midfield and down near the 47 is Luke Smith.
Relentless pursuit there by Austin Lazinski, chasing him down from behind, not letting him get too much. He picks up about 3, but Lazinski right with him all the way gets the stop.
Eagles allow the clock to run, not burning the timeout. Down to under minute 30 to go. Kenny Young stepping up in the pocket. Will throw it toward the middle. And the ball is knocked away by Leo Columbi. Incomplete. That will stop the clock.
Leo Columbi has had a great night in the secondary, and he has another big play there, able to get in front and knock that throw away. Third and 7, 2 more stops needed for the Hilltoppers.
Third and 7. Young Being hit from behind, and he's brought down at midfield. Lazinski with the sack.
Huge play.
And now the Eagles do call a timeout with 1:10 to go.
Well, a great group of concerned citizens in cooperation with Chardon Schools and the Chardon Athletic Boosters want to build permanent restrooms and a concession stand at Chardon Memorial Field. We all agree these improvements are really needed after 24 seasons in the new stadium. Donations large and small are needed. Be sure to check chardonathletics.org for details or call Terry Hegner at 440-226-6367. The plan is to have the new additions completed in time for next fall.
Well, this has not been an easy one tonight for either team. And it has been a very physical game. We talked about this pregame. And when Chip was the head coach for Geneva, he brought back the wing tee, but one of the things that he did was he brought back that Hilltopper mentality to Geneva, and it has been on full display tonight.
That's one of the things that he wanted to bring to Geneva with him was, there's a special way that Hilltoppers are programmed. I don't know if that's what, but the way a player who plays for the Hilltopper is, there's a certain way they are. It's hard to duplicate at a lot of schools.
No, the attitude, the mentality.
Tried to bring that mindset to Geneva.
The physicalness. I mean, it's a lot of attributes, if you will. Kenny Young stepping up in the pocket will throw over the middle. Ball is caught close to the first down. Officials will give it to him. They're going to say Luke Smith was pushed back. That will temporarily stop the clock. And now Geneva going to burn timeout number 2.
Yeah, there's only 63 seconds left in the game. They got to do it. They got to try to get a chance at least if they do score to get the football back one more time. Well, hey, as you may have heard, the city of Chardon has reduced its support for GTV by approximately 25% this year. With less support, our staff has been reduced, and we have struggled to hire the extra personnel needed to produce many of our programs. Programs that require added personnel beyond the GTV staff of 1 need financial support in order to employ those persons. Without that funding, due to less staff, we have reduced our programming. We're sorry to say that this fall we have covered fewer Hilltopper contests than in years past. Chardon Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township continue to fully support GTV through the cable fee they receive, and we thank them for that continued support.
I do want to send a special shout-out to all the Hilltopper alumni wherever you are. We know there's Hilltoppers from all over the country and all over the world, including New Zealand, tuning in. So appreciate you folks toppering up tonight as the Hilltoppers 1:03 away from advancing to the Division III Region 9 regional semifinals.
People in New Zealand are listening from the future. It's already November 4th there.
Wow.
The more you know.
Young under pressure, looking for something, breaks one tackle and is brought down.
Late flag flies in.
Alexander Ash in on the stop.
Face mask against the Hilltoppers.
That will give Geneva a new set of downs, and they have the ball 1st and 10 from the Topper 27-yard line. Loose ball on the ground. Young picks it up in the pocket, feeling some pressure. Is spun around, has his man. He somehow found Pete up to the 20 and brought down near the 19 with now 40 seconds to go. Clock is running.
Well, Pete just gets there for his quarterback.
And now another flag comes out. Wow. Personal foul against Geneva. And the Eagles, just when you thought they may have something cooking here as time's running out, commits a huge penalty.
Yeah. This is where you have to remember it goes both ways. I'm sure whatever that flag was thrown for, the Geneva sideline is not happy that that flag was thrown. Looked like it may have just been the official not getting the football fast enough to place it.
Young dropping back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, now flushing out right side. Still has time. He's clobbered. Ball up in the air, nearly picked off. And Young is down on the ground in a tremendous amount of pain. Mario Tolo got to him, and now another flag comes out. This one near the end zone.
Well, Leo Columbi thought he took a penalty at the end of that play. Flag didn't come out for that, but then around a sea of Hilltoppers, a flag came out, so you got to think that's going to be a personal foul, perhaps against Chardon. We're going to take a break, I think, right?
We're going to take a timeout here with 17 seconds left to go. Well, Kenny Young gingerly walking off the field, and it's good to see him getting up and walking off. He took a beating from Tolo. Very clean and legal hit. I want to be clear on that. But
there was a 15-yard penalty against Chardon away from that part of the play, so it's 3rd and short for Geneva.
Geneva going to try to pass the ball to the right side, and in at QB's Luke Barbo, the halfback. That pass incomplete. So for the Eagles, they've got 16 seconds left to go, facing a 4th down and 2. Thank you, Ryan.
Could be the last play of the season here for the Eagles.
Now, certainly not the way Geneva wanted this one to end. And for Chardon, this game cannot end soon enough.
Geneva outscored 21-7 in this second half as the Hilltoppers, really, outside of one touchdown drive, controlled this half.
Officials taking their time in getting this ball placed as they get the whistle to play. Barbeau under center. And Toppers will encroach.
Yeah, Mario Tolo's had some big tackles for loss tonight. He was looking for one more, so it'll be a new 1st down for Geneva with 13 seconds left.
So Chardon gives the Eagles a new set of downs. And Geneva hoping for the improbable here. And now another flag. And you could just hear the gasps on both sides of this stadium.
Yeah, they're going to get a legal motion on Geneva. Legal procedure. Yeah. It's groan-inducing when you've seen this many flags in a game.
Now, the fans have clearly had enough. Handoff coming between the tackles, making a cut. The Eagles forced to burn their final timeout. Lazinski in on that stop of Deemer.
Well, high school sports are just a part of our programming lineup on GTV. Our coverage continues all year long for Cardinal, NDCL, and Chardon sports. We're in our 28th year and can't believe it. We're covering children of children. We were covering when it all began. Check channels 1020 and 1025 regularly for replay dates and times. Our community and school bulletin board services are there as well, 24 hours a day.
Now, Eagles with now 0 timeouts left, so this is it. They cannot stop the clock. So you think at this juncture, facing a 2nd down and 14, they've got to pass the football.
Yeah, and fortunately for them, they have to do it without Young as the senior quarterback.
Just standing
took
on
that rough hit.
Yeah, he's just standing on the sideline looking on. And now Chardon will burn a timeout here. So with 8 seconds to go, we're going to take a timeout here on GTV. Well, we return to action. 8 seconds left to play. It's 2nd and 14 Eagles. Barbeau picks up the loose ball off the ground, and he is hit in the backfield, and that will do it. Lazinski in on that stop, along with Austin Green, and the Hilltoppers will advance to play the winner of Aurora and Gilmore in the regional semifinals. With that, folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, it'll be the post-game show here on GTV.
The Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club, in association with GTV, proudly presents Chardon Hilltopper Varsity Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon Gridiron Club, Burr Funeral Home, Chardon Smile Center, Achilles Running Shop, Ashes Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Best Funeral Homes, The Junction Auto Family, Precision Orthopedics Specialties, PRP and Associates, Ronyak Paving, Sopchak Natural Health and Wellness Center, and Fit for Life Physical Therapy, TJ Smith Excavating, Remax Tradition, Dan McCaskey and Terry Combs, Residence Artists, El Patron Mexican Grill and Cantina, and the Chardon Athletic Boosters. Special thanks for supporting the Gridiron Club goes to the Lodge at Bass Lake, We Were Athletes, Chardon Home Depot. Chardon Hilltopper Football is also brought to you by GTV.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the post-game show here on GTV as the Hilltoppers are victorious tonight, 28-14 in a very hard-fought physical battle, as the Hilltoppers had 3 second-half touchdowns to pull away in this one, and then overcame a lot of adversity throughout this one to hold on.
Yeah, they really overcame. You know, we talked about throughout the year, Chardon plays that tough schedule, and it's a good thing because it causes them to face adversity. They faced adversity throughout the year. This game was playing out very similarly to how the game down at Bishop Watterson played out in Week 5. But that experience looked like it prepared the Hilltoppers for tonight. They came out in the second half. They were able to put together 3 touchdown drives, a big one to start the half, that huge one at the end of the fourth quarter to really seal the game and put it away. And, of course, another fantastic effort by this Hilltopper defense tonight. You can never say enough about that group, and they come out and deliver another great performance, and the Hilltoppers come away with the victory.
Well, with that win, Chardon will advance to face again the winner of Aurora and Gilmore in the regional semifinals. That game will be played at a neutral field, and I'm sure you'll be hearing where it's going to be as the week progresses. Geneva will finish the year 10-2, a great year for the Eagles, and the Hilltoppers with the win improve their record to 9-3. With that, folks, we want to thank our camera guys tonight, David Bacca and Spencer Hill. Also want to thank executive producer Dave and Jeff Nakar as well, and my partner Ryan Radke. Toppers, again, winners tonight, 28-14. I am Matt Jaworski. On behalf of all the rest, we wish you all the best.